iconic by mistake. On my tombstone. Hard-hearted. Hearted harder. Hurt is like a verb. Come truly where it hurts. Imagination got me going viral. That's a simulation got me in a spiral. 24/7, more like 25/8. Are you okay? Hating me is like what you do. Breakfast to dinner. Algorithm breaking your fingers. Thank you for your comments. It's because of all your hate. I am iconic by mistake. I am iconic by mistake. Never off duty, just get a beating. Keep on cheesing. She's a mixer deceiving. Look you know me, tapping your lips. Foaming, I just keep on going. Too beautiful to be brilliant. Imagination got me going viral. That's a simulation, got me in a spiral. 24/7, more like 25/8. Are you okay? Hating me is like all you do. Breakfast to dinner. Breaking your fingers. Thank you for the comments. It's because of all your hate. I am iconic by mistake. I am iconic by mistake. Just trying to stay me. Just a little crazy. I know I am iconic from the. Don't you fucking hate me? 360, the money and 5D. Do this for the dream. Not for the bag. Hey, but the bag's really nice though. And I'm so grateful. I'm getting kind of spiritual. In the hell I'm back, let them judge me. Crucible. Your imagination got me going viral. Love's a simulation, got me in a spiral. 24/7, more like 25/8. Honestly, are you okay? Hating digital looking so insane. Hating me is like all you do. Breakfast to dinner. Algorithm bulletproof. To breaking your fingers. Thank you for the comments. It's because of all your hate. I am iconic by mistake. What? Hello. What is up? We're doing a car live. And because I'm in my building, I don't have the camera on right now. But sorry, I had to reschedule it. I'll be going over to Dudley's in a minute because I'm doing this via OG YouTube live stream. So there's no links that I can drop. But I would love, people go over to Dudley's all the time and click links. So I'd love them to come over and click a link and argue, argue with me, prove me wrong, stop me when I've lied, or whatever the fuck y'all say and all the things. I'm sitting here, first of all, a bitch who puts her hair in a messy bun and looks like she has a bald spot is going to call me a slob. I have a brand new baby and I have the time and wherewithal to put makeup on before stepping outside and doing my hair. With 3 kids, 1 being a newborn. So, who's the slob? It's not me, because I definitely wouldn't show my face looking like you. And just to, yeah. So, who's the slob? Because I don't think it's me. I don't think it's me. Not even a little bit. But this is barely any makeup, anything, but I'm the slob. I can't even see myself, but I know I look better than you. So, there's that. Anywho's. So I guess KK is pressed that I say, again, I'm lying. I'm not lying. I've said all of a few things, and KK felt the need to go, attacking a new mom who's out here barely online, barely saying shit. I just had a few things to say that were the truth. And I'm sorry if they throw off your narrative, but I'm not about writing narratives. I'm more about living in reality. And the problem is a lot of these, Jen's not wrong, and a lot of times Jen is wrong. And thank you, Patty. Hey. Hey, George. Relax. I can barely see my fucking phone. I'm using my old, an old phone to go live so that I can have my other phone, but I had that on music. Oh, now I realize I can see the chat through it. Anyways. So if I miss anybody, it's because this phone's really old and really, dark. I don't know if I can make it brighter. I'm going to leave it alone, because if I fuck with it, I'll probably end the live. But, God, and this is why I didn't want to go live, because I honestly just don't have the time for it, so I've been, like, trying to, like, do things and then, like, think of what I want to say. So the main thing is that I know that slob is, like, some, like, East Coast Florida slang for, like, gross individual. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm, like, a slob, but it, when someone isn't, I like, even Jules kind of had a point there. And like, fuck you, and fuck. Because you're making me now sit here and say Jules had a point there. But Jules did have a point. Someone who doesn't show their face barely at all, and when they do, looks like an utter slob, is going around calling people slobs. I mean, it's great to have a messy bun. It's great to be in mom mode and wear a big t-shirt and fucking, like, biker shorts that look like fucking boxer brief chonies. But, you know, when you get hauled out of Walmart and shit. But I've, you know, to call me a bad mom, you know, I have been arrested when I've had children, you know, like, but never with me. Never did I take those children to court with me. You know, I didn't have any family. So I don't want to hear, like, I don't have any family. Bullshit. Like, you procreated with someone and they could have stayed home with the babies while you went to court. But I guess you needed a support system behind you so bad that you needed your toddler children, who might have even been babies at the time even too, in court with you. But you're going to say that I'm a bad mother. For what reason? For what reason? Because I do require my sperm donor to watch my children, and one of them had an accident on his watch. Somehow that makes me a bad mom? Could you maybe go live and explain that, or click on Deadly's link in 20 minutes when I go over there, and maybe come up and tell me exactly how I'm a bad mom? Because I would love to know. And also, in case you forget, like, you know, you've dated probably how many people from the internet, KK? Probably on par with as many people I have in probably half the amount of time that I've been on this platform. So I've been on this platform probably twice as long as you. And we've dated probably the same amount of people from the internet. Now, the difference between me and you is that I didn't go suck dick for shit. Like, I barely even Muggsy, I didn't lay down with him. I hung out with the guy. We had a weekend. I made out with him. But there was never dick to pussy, because I don't just fuck people right away, regardless of anything. But you've flown out and fucked many a man. And you're currently with one from the internet, right? So, I don't know, because I don't really keep tabs on, like, who you're with. But I've never cheated on AJ. Ever. Okay, AJ and I separated in 2023 when he took my children and drove across the country. Now, we rectified things as far as co-parenting, and I moved down here. And did I hook up with homie, and did I get pregnant? Yes. Am I with him technically? No. This is my apartment that I pay the bills, that I pay the rent in. I worked my entire fucking pregnancy. You don't know what my bags look like, because I don't sit on the internet and ask for money. Because I work for my money. I don't need to. The internet's always been a hobby for me. I've never comprehended how anyone makes multiple $100s on this app, let alone thousands. But hey, you do you. If that's what you're about, that's what this app's for. I've never judged anyone for it either. I just personally, that's not how I get my bags, and that's not how I pay my bills. But I do pay them. They are in my name. I mean, I moved to a very, very cheap city. Tucson is one of the most affordable cities that's in, like, not in the Midwest. So, you know, or like buttfuck middle of nowhere. I mean, it is kind of buttfuck middle of nowhere. It's just the desert buttfuck middle of nowhere. But, you know, we're close to Mexico, so I guess maybe that makes us a little exotic. I don't know. I can't even see the fucking chat because the screen is so fucking dark, and, like, my eyes are so old, and I've been staring at the wall because I'm, like, sitting in the car live right now. And the wall is just, like, white with sun on it, and I'm, like, fucking going blind, bro. I'm like, I can't see anything. Hey, Habanero. Also, I just hit the big X on anyone's wrenches, so no one has a wrench right now except for, like, my best friend in real life, who's been my managing mod for forever, so please don't take that to heart or take anything serious about it. Plus, like I said, I can't see shit. William, let me take you swimming. How did you make that so small? I'm gonna make a small text like that. Okay, I can see it. My eyes are adjusting. Oh, thank God. But my monetization is on. So if you feel like giving a new mom some money, you can always like hit me up on the super chats. You can send me a golden poop. You could, I mean, should I start grifting? I don't know. I don't know how to do it. Like, do I have to sound like an auctioneer? Like, hey, like, do we gotta do like? I feel like that's what they all come up with, like the spiel. So like, oh, shit, send me some money. I'll send you a video of me pumping my tits. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Amy sending titty pumping videos for $10 a pop. No, we're going higher than that. Fuck that shit. That should be like, someone will put that public somewhere. Like, I'm not showing. Anyways. Hello, Stevie. Hello, Aries. Hello, everyone coming in that I'm missing because this is Wasted Whamsy. You making me pay child support? I'm a racist? Oh my God. Am I? Really? I'm the racist? Why? Because I called real in 2021 the N-word, but before he died, we were really good friends. I could prove it, but I'm not going to sit here and prove that I was like close to someone who's deceased because that's weird. I didn't do it with Tracy. I'm not going to do it real. But I will say, because I was thinking about this, I was like, the most racist thing I've ever done, unless you count the Heidi thing, and that was provoked. Like, go to my shorts and find the Justin Bieber one with like over like, I think it's got over like 30K views on it. I don't know how. Someone like commented and was like, this shit's gonna go viral now, and it did. It got like 30K views. It's just like, one in the chat if you can hear me. Heart it harder. Let everyone know I'm a good dad. You're not. I don't got my money. Where my money at? Like, shit. All these internet baby daddies I have, no one has fucking sent a check. No one. But none of y'all are the daddies. Alright, I think I have to end this because it doesn't seem like it's working anymore. Hold on. Cancel. Okay, you can hear me now. Okay, good. Jesus. It's been so long since I've done it, especially from this. This old ass phone was maybe a bad idea. I should have probably done it the opposite way. Went live from my phone and like used the old phone as like the backup, but whatever. It is what it is. Error hours. That's not how you spell Aries, but error hours. Anyways, like I was saying, I don't even know where I was. I know that I was talking about selling like pumping videos, and that's way off base. Oh, and then I was talking about being racist. And it's like, I'm this horrible human being, but you're all horrible human beings. Every single fucking one of you. If you hit live and you know of any of us, then you're not a good person. Sorry, you're not a better person than I am. And you're not going to sit here and make me feel bad about who I am like you do with Jen Bailey, because I don't give a fuck. I don't. I also don't like hypocrisy or like the pot calling the kettle black. Like, not to talk about, being racist, but you know what I mean? That's not a race. You know what I'm saying? She mentioned being black as a kettle. God damn it. But I had a couple good points that I'm going to make. I think it's funny that, like, the first thing that gets mentioned about me is that I fucking said, like, 2 words about KK, and she was like, she's a sluttish human being. Listen, Walter White, okay? You're not Walter White. At the very least, you're motherfucking Badger from fucking Breaking Bad. You're the one out there scouting the supplies. You're acting dumb as fuck. Like, no one's out there stealing fireworks to go set them off. That's for damn sure, especially when you got 2 baby girls. Like, little girls don't care about that. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but like, I mean, I got little boys. They love fireworks, and it's like $3.99 for like 2 packs of fucking sparklers, and that'll make their motherfucking night. So, and they're like 9 and 10. So if you can't impress like toddlers with sparklers, I don't know what the fuck's going on. But I still call bullshit on selling those things for anything other than needing phosphorus and selling heads for those that would use the red phosphorus, which is in fireworks and also in meth. So, use Google, take a chemistry class, watch Breaking Bad. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can make meth. You can use red phosphorus, which you get from matchbooks and fireworks, and literally the only 2 legal things that allow red phosphorus in them. Everything else, it's illegal to put it in, including meth. And then there's the type of meth that you would use Sudafed, and that's more like biker dope, and that you can make within like 15 minutes. You can literally roll into the woods on a bike and come rolling out 20 minutes later with some fucking meth in a fucking 20-ounce Coke bottle, but I digress. And then there's the Breaking Bad way where you use like straight up chemicals. But there's a lot of different ways to make meth. And the fact that I know what the likelihood of using those fireworks was for seems to have really triggered someone. But, again, I don't know, take a biology class. Biology class isn't going to teach you about any sort. Take a chemistry class. Biology is not going to teach you how to make meth. Chemistry is not either, but if you learn enough, you can, do a Google search enough and figure it out. But by no means have I ever felt that KK was running any sort of meth labs. Like, you're very low on the totem pole in that sort of situation, dear. So, nice try. You can use chicken feed. Really? Would you mud wrestle with Klepto KK? No. Hell no. I wouldn't walk on the same side of the street as KK. I'm definitely not going to mud wrestle with her. The fuck? Most of these people I wouldn't even see it anywhere that I go. Like, they literally, like, if you're, I'm sorry, but I've seen your arrest video. I've seen what you go out in the middle of the day with your, like, again, a newborn child, and I'm wearing a dress, and got a little bit of makeup on, my hair's done. Like, I of course, there's days where I'm wearing fucking sweatpants and have a messy bun, but I definitely don't hit the cam button on those days. I don't hit the cam button really at all anymore. But that's only because people are weird. And you can go back on my channel or on a lot of channels. Okay, so that's what I wanted to address. Something about doing a deep dive on AMZ Beloved. Okay, first of all, Google AMZ Beloved, because I actually have a digital footprint that says that I've done stuff. I'm actually in internet print, such as Sarcasm, which isn't that revered or that high up there, but it's definitely not for talking shit about Jen Bailey. I mean, maybe one article might be about it, but most of them are about Tracy or Teen Mom, or I broke the story about Gypsy Rose getting married when she was in jail. Like, go ahead, Google AMZ Beloved and see what comes up, because it's going to be more than just my shit-talking channel. And again, not that high up there on the on the hierarchy of, like, being in print, but at least my channel has been known for something other than just dragging people to filth. So there's that. Secondly, there are channels that are wholeheartedly dedicated to me and some of my friends from like 2019, 2020, and 2021, but mostly 2019 and 2020, that have clips of me saying some of the most horrendous things. Like, you don't have to do a deep dive on me. There's channels dedicated to me. Like, the fuck? Like, and the fact that you don't know that shows what kind of noob that you are. There's a reason why I don't go around and attack Jen Bailey, because I did do that. Remember remember all those years ago, like 6 7 years ago, when Jen was calling the police on me and all those things. Did y'all like wholeheartedly just blindly follow me and like not engage with Jen? No, you didn't. And now y'all think that there's some sort of like expose to put out there, and it's like, I've been talking about Jen being a whole, you know, semi issue on the internet for the last 6 years, and I love you, Jen, but me and Brittany were some of the first people. So I don't really see any value in like doing it anymore, because it's like been there, done that. And also, like, compared to the problematic behavior that Jen has done, you're really basing it off of a lot of old shit, because the Jen now just, it's not the same. You aren't, no one is being attacked by Jen Bailey like I was attacked by Jen Bailey in 2020. None of you have dealt with those. The Jamies haven't dealt with those. The ACs haven't dealt with those. The KKs have barely even dealt with that, or the Sophies. But you guys are so hurt by every little thing she does and says. And it's like, yeah, call me when she tries to get you, like, up from murking your mom when she dies. Like, hit me up then. Maybe we'll talk. Like, until then, shut up. Like, it's just... I loved when you did the Cecil Hotel. I hope you and baby are doing good. We are doing great. And again, this isn't a hate Jen stream. It's just, that is, everyone sit here and criticizes me for not hating Jen. And it's like, yeah, I don't like to focus on the same thing for 7 fucking years. And I did more than enough, like, hey, Jen Bailey can be a cunt type lives, that it's like, y'all didn't listen to me when I had to say something, so why the fuck should I listen to you when you have to say something? Like, fair is fair. Like, and it's one of me opposed to, like, and being cool with Jen and having her back with a few people that we're kind of cool with, and opposed to Jen having like a whole army of people behind her when she was fighting with me. So there's that. I don't know. It just it seems old. Been there, done that. So I'm not going to fight with Jen. And if anything, like I said, I think she's toned down compared to how she used to be. And I just don't get it. Just like I don't get why you would want to expose me. But sure, I mean, go. Like I said, there's channels dedicated to some of the shitty shit I said back in 2019 and 2020. Like, it's not hard to find. Like, do it to it. I mean, you had to go and play, I don't even know what prompted KK to, I don't get it. All they say is, like, truth. She's always like, stop me when I'm lying. But, like, a lot of the things you say aren't true. They're just your opinion or your perception of things about Jen, but it doesn't make it true. I wonder, like, I've done some drugs in my day. I've been sober off of hard drugs for over 10 years. But, in my 20s, I was a mess. And drugs were a big part of that mess. And I don't know anybody that was on crystal meth or any other drugs, for that matter, except for maybe pills, that sat on the internet and played around on the internet and shit. Like, have you guys never experienced mania? Or had a friend or a family member with bipolar? Because when someone's in a mania and they're manic, it can imitate, maybe being on crank or being on meth. But people on crank and meth don't usually take to the internet. They usually are just holed up in a fucking room doing crank and meth. I mean, most people I know that do drugs, they don't even post on their Facebook. That's how I know which one of my friends are partying and which ones of them aren't. I mean, literally, that's how I've always been able to tell from my, like, party days. So it's like, oh, this person's been MIA for 6 months. They're probably in a K-hole or a meth or a trap house, or something's going on with them. And it's probably not good. Like... I really feel for Jen. She clearly has issues and she has too many people attacking her. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, like, if you've ever dealt with mania, like, and some people just have insomnia. So that she's up all night bullshitting with Dudley. I mean, is it really that big of a deal? I don't, and again, I haven't been watching, so I don't know what the horrid things that have been said, so don't come at me either for not knowing. But at the same time, it's the internet. Like, who cares what everyone around here says? Shitty shit. Like, it's just so weird how, stepping away and having like real life pull me away to where I don't have a choice. At the end of my pregnancy, I was just so exhausted. My hands hurt so bad from being swollen that I just could not like text in a chat. Like, it just hurt my thumbs too much to fucking text. It wasn't worth it. I try to do voice text and it just get it wrong and it'd be annoying. So I just got to the point where I was just watching the bushes for most of the end of my pregnancy for like at least a good month or so. So I was watching, but I wasn't chatting because my hands were garbage. And they're still kind of garbage. Like, they're kind of slowly coming back, and I have to go to sports medicine and do physical therapy because I like have really bad mommy thumb. Like, I can't even bend my thumbs. Like, it's fun. It's fun. But I digress. Hey Rochelle, I can barely see the chat, just FYI. Ames and KK fought over me, so I ran to Jen. Sounds good. Sounds like a good plan. I said Rochelle was doing something that I get. Listen, at the same time as me saying that I don't come for Jen because I'm one of the first people that came from Jen and I've been there, done that 6-7 years ago. If you're currently fighting with her and you have something relevant to say about her, like, I don't just, like, doesn't mean I hate you. I kind of stay in the bushes just because I don't want to get in the middle. I don't know if this photo is telling me I have like a time limit. What has your good friend done for you since having your baby? Not as she should. Liquid calcium magnesium. I'll look into that. Butterfly kisses. Okay, again, I know that I just got cut off, and I don't know. This phone's annoying. This phone's really annoying. So I'm going to be ending this soon, because God knows how many times it's going to back up. But again, at the end of the day, I know people on the internet. I don't see what someone on the internet's really supposed to do for me in having a baby. I appreciate the people that bought stuff for the baby shower and bought stuff off the Amazon list or Amazon baby shower list. I don't know if it's a wish list. I guess technically it was a baby registry, but it was like a wish list baby registry. Anyways, like, that was all more than appreciated. Does that mean that I don't get to have an opinion that maybe contradicts one of those people? That's fucking weird. Like, that's weird. If I knew that was the case, then I probably wouldn't have put up a wish list / baby registry. I would hope to God that's not what that was implying. Because that's fucking weird. Me having a baby and me being a cunt on the internet really don't go hand in hand, other than I was less of a cunt. I don't know if I was really less of a cunt while pregnant. Maybe a little bit. I'm still a little bit tired and out of it, so you're definitely not getting full force Amzilla right now. But I also, like I said, taking a step away because I've had a baby. I just don't really care. I think, I find it funny more than anything that KK was so enthralled by what I had to say that she thinks that I need to be deep dove on it. Like, been there, done that. But again, if y'all noobs want to do it, like, knock your socks off. Do you need a timeline? Because I can give it to you of, like, the shitty shit I've done. Like, again, there's a channel that's completely dedicated to me and Brittany, so you can find that pretty fucking easily. That's got me and Brittany and all those horrid things we said to each other and to other people during that, but mostly each other. Then I have, like, 2021, I called real, may he rest in peace, the R word, or the N word, sorry. probably the R word and the N word, but N word was the big thing. Siwa put me on blast for that. I put myself blast for that, but there's that. And then I mingled with Terry Lynn, who, I'm sorry, but was a deep-seated fucking Tennessee white lady, and like had stories for days of even her and I'm not gonna get into it. Just again, I was provoked in saying what I said about Heidi, and it was an awkward response to something she had said. And I was just like, oh, that. And I used this like obsolete word that isn't even used anymore. And I thought I was leaving it at that. I wasn't being serious by any means. And then because people wouldn't let it go, I got all heated in 2022. It was like January or February when I came back from fucking Tennessee for the Summer Wells shit. And I started fucking screaming like that word, which was, the N word with a, like tigress, but with the N word. And again, very inappropriate, but very much provoked. And again, that was 2022, so that was 4 years ago. Since then, I've said the word in passing, but I've not called anyone the word, I don't believe, unless you want to, I guess you could say I did with Chris, maybe. I think I did, right? I used like a different provocative word, but that had that included. Anyways, point is that there's plenty of people that are running around, mingling, getting their bags, and they're saying just as horrendous stuff, and they're doing it currently. So, and they're in their 40s and maybe pushing 50, and I just barely hit my 40s. Like, shoot me in the back of the head if I'm 50 and still fucking running around on these streets being like, nah, 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 nah. I mean, no offense if you're 60 and you're running around going, blah, 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 but I mean, that'd be 10 years, 20 years from now. So, I mean, really, I should be put down at that point. If I'm still doing this then, like, please put me out of my misery. Let me see, let me scroll up. Yeah, it keeps like like clicking out. I don't know. I must be accidentally hitting a button because it's like it's like an old Samsung and it's like very sensitive. And it's one of those ones where it had like no bezel. It's just like screen to screen, like edge to edge. So it's like I can barely hold the phone without hitting a button. Harder. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. I think it's very odd that, saying that you're giving me grace. I didn't ask for grace. I really don't care what you think about me, KK. I'm the opposite of Jen. I don't give two flying fucks. It's not going to make or break my day, but it does make you look a certain sort of way. And continue looking that way. It's just gonna, I'm just gonna laugh at you in the bushes that y'all pee in. So, you should work on that. Maybe get some cat litter and sprinkle it around a little bit. Because there's a lot of piss out there. I don't understand it. But anyways, loves you. Good to see you, Hellbilly. I said when I started this that everyone lost their wrench. It's not a personal thing. It's just I hit the X because I didn't know who I had modded. And my computer died, and long story. So I had to like log into the desktop on my phone. I could barely see who is modded. I just I'm Xing everyone out, and I'll add people in. But honestly, it's not like it's popping. So same to you. Yeah, seriously. I have no beef with anybody. I did say that if you're like, oop, I did say, and I think it was on Deadlies, that like if you're like in side eyeing you, but like I'm not. There's certain people dying about it. Not everyone, because there's certain people that owe me shit. You know what I mean? And it's like unless I'm like we're like that, or there's just certain people I'm side eyeing. Most people I'm not. Most people I don't give a fuck where you go, but some of the hate bonding, it has caused me to side eye a few people, but it's definitely not anyone that I've
newly started hanging out with by any means. It's just like people I've known for years that I'm like, mm-hmm. So I just hope everyone knows that from like, especially from y'all's sector, like you people, like I don't know, like you people, but I'm like y'all, like you don't owe me shit. So wherever you guys go, I don't even pay attention. Like if I see Paula and someone I hate to chat, like that is it is what it is. It doesn't make me hate Paula at all. I'm using Paula's example because she's like all over the place, but you know, same with Berlinette. Like I don't hold any of y'all like, you don't owe me shit. There's no one really owes anyone shit. There's certain people that have talked a lot of shit over the years. Then you're just like up in there, and I'm like, mm-hmm. I see you. But I probably already saw those people anyways. You know what I mean? They probably already hate me too. So there's that. Oh, thank you. Baby's been in super baby mode. So I definitely need to go. Like someone was asking if I'd like tell my birth story, and I'm like, I don't know, man. It was a lot. Like it was a lot of Danielle. I almost fucking died. The baby almost fucking died. It was crazy. Like it went from being totally cool and like progressing really slowly, like so slow that I regretted going to the hospital. I was like, shit, I should just sat at home longer. Like, because I was in the hospital for a good like 12 hours before anything started happening. And then shit started happening and happening quickly. And shit started getting real fucking painful. And I'm sitting here saying, like, I don't think my pain meds are working anymore. Like, because I had been in the hospital since noon and it was like 3 a.m. And I'm like, something doesn't feel right. You know, something hurts more than it should. And, so they're like, well, we can call the anesthesiologist in to like up your epidural, or we can just give you like other pain relievers like in your IV. And they're like, we'll just try the IV, that helps. Then we don't need to do anything with your epidural. So I had an epidural, but it was wearing off. And so they started giving me pain meds in my IV. Well, my IV had blown, so it wasn't going into my arm. My arm's still bruised from it almost, like it's almost gone. But it was like right in the middle of my heart tattoo, they put the fucking IV. And I guess the way I was like holding my arm while I was pushing must have like popped the needle or something. So I wasn't getting none of the pain meds. And they're like, oh, you should be fine. And I'm like, yeah, this hurts way more than it should. Like it wasn't like full pain, but I was feeling shit a lot more than I did with my other kids. And I was like, what the fuck? And they're like, the baby's coming, you have to, and it was not my birth plan. Like I had a plan that I had done things with my two boys prior that made delivery very easy, and they were not about it, and they were trying to get me to deliver in other positions that don't work for me, because I have like corgi legs and fucking T-Rex arms, as everyone fucking knows. So it got to a point where I got really exhausted, and the baby they're like, we got to get him out, blah, 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 blah. And then they got his head out, and he had his shoulder got stuck on my pelvis. So it went from like, encouragement to like emergency pretty fucking quick, because like I could like hear his heartbeat slowing down on the monitor. Like my heartbeat's like speeding up, I'm losing a bunch of blood, and they can't get him out, and I'm pushing with all my might, but his shoulder is stuck on my pelvis. So all of a sudden there's like an OB comes in, and then a second OB, like at the end a second OB came in, and it was him that, I don't know if he like cracked my pelvis open or he did something and just got him the fuck out. But there was like, all of a sudden I look over and there's like 10 NICU nurses. There's 5 nurses around me, including 2 OBs and a midwife. And I'm just like, they jump on top of me and they're like pushing my pelvis and it was fucking crazy. It was crazy. And finally he fucking comes out, and he did not look good when he came out. I didn't hear anything. I was bleeding really badly, and I looked, I'm just like looking up at the ceiling, and then I realized that as I'm looking at the ceiling, there's like a light, but it's got like glass over it, and the way the light reflected was I could just see straight down to everything. So I could see what they were working on, the blood everywhere. I look up and I see buckets of blood everywhere. It was bad. They had to put me on they had to put me on something called a Jada machine, which basically was for like the next 8 hour, I don't know, it was 8 hours, probably 8 hours. It was from like morning until noon, um, which just basically was like sucking out all the blood that I was hemorrhaging. So, and then because he was stuck, they also had to use a vacuum. They asked if they could use a vacuum to get him out. It definitely, I mean, I think it helped because he did come out once they started using that, but it caused like a hematoma on the head. Shit. Thank you, Hellbilly. But he's happy and healthy now. We good now. We've had so many different appointments and checkups that we are in the clear, and but because of it, I'll be like down for another like a month. Like I could barely walk for like the first 2 weeks, and like even now, like when I go to the store or something, like I'm all like, let's do this, and like 15 minutes into it, I'm like, yeah, I need to go home and sit down. I'm like, but yeah, it was crazy. It was nuts. Um, but he was good. It was just basically they were watching him. He was such a biggin that it was so funny when I went into the NICU to like hold him and visit him. Like, this is so annoying. I'm gonna have to tell the story later. But yes, it was awful. Like I can barely remember it. Like I'm remembering it now, like as I'm telling the story. But like, it was traumatic for a good like week or two after I gave birth. I was like very traumatized. Like I bonded with both of my other boys pretty well, but like this baby and me went through some shit. So like me and Sage are like extra close. And I mean, he's a big watermelon too. Both my other boys were 7 pounders. And they always thought they were going to be bigger. So this time around when they're like, oh, he's probably going to be like a 9 pound baby. I'm like, yeah, they've always thought that with my other kids. Um, but I was like, I'm very much like as natural as I can be. Like, I don't like to take medicine unless I really have to. That's why I've never been really like, I've never understood like the whole pill thing, because I just don't like taking pills, but like, for anything. So, except for like, I'm all about an epidural. Like, I was like, immediately, like, I just want to make it clear, like, if you are going to admit me, you're giving me an epidural, like, right now. Like, we're not going to get to a point where I like walking it off or breathing it out. Now you're going to give me, numb my ass right the fuck now. I don't want to be able to walk for the next 24 hours. Like, but, what was the point? I just totally lost my train of thought. Oh, they have wanted me to induce my labor, which I did in the end have to induce, but I probably should have done it a little earlier. It probably would have made, he was smaller, which would have made it a little easier. But I was like, I'm going to let my body go into labor when it goes into labor. You know what I mean? Like, for whatever reason he wanted to cook longer, I'm going to let him cook longer. Like, all the other boys came when they came. He's going to come when he comes, and they're like, yeah, well, you're pushing 41 weeks. So when it hits 41 weeks next Monday, we're inducing you. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I think I'm going to go into labor before that. And I did, but it was barely labor. So they still had to induce me, which I think led to some of the complications I had, because that was kind of the reason why I didn't want to be induced, because people always say, like, it doesn't always work out that well, and then you end up, like, needing an emergency C-section because you're so exhausted. And it's just a lot on your body. Who's Kira? Why are people talking about William's daughter? Y'all are weird. Who's Ghost Fella? And Kira's in here yelling at Hellbilly. What are you guys fighting about? Anyways, fight it out. Go for it. Okay. Why would you say that, Whitney? How do I do that? Okay, I haven't been on YouTube in a hot fucking minute. Yeah. In the end, I wish I would have went with my instinct and just had an elective C-section, because I kind of hemorrhaged with Jameson, but they didn't really fill me in very much with Jameson. So while I thought it was kind of a hard labor, now looking back on it, I was like, yeah, it was, and I probably should have had them look into it more, and probably, yeah, not having, I don't know. I'm pretty much done having kids, so I'm like, I just don't have to worry about it, but please, people are weird. Kira is gonna be sorry soon. Y'all are weird. Yet they would have. But I was scared of that too. But I mean, at the end, they were like, if you can't get him out like the next minute or two, we're gonna have to go for an emergency C-section. And I was like, do whatever you have to do to get him out. And like that's why they like broke my fucking hips. I'm like, I guess do whatever. I was like, the pain was so bad, like my blood pressure was really high, and they're like, we can't figure out why your blood pressure's so high. I'm like, because I'm in a lot of fucking pain, bro. Like that was like my hips hurt. like like a lot. Like a lot. Like way more than they did with these are my children. I was like, I knew it was gonna suck being that I was in my like early 40s. I'm 41, and so I knew it was gonna suck compared to having a baby at 30 and 31. But yeah. Like I didn't realize it was gonna hurt that much more and be that much like more traumatic. I'm like, Jesus. So just FYI, if y'all ever have kids later in life, just know that it's not gonna be the same as it was earlier in life if you had kids. So definitely work out some sort of birth plan that's easier than just doing what you did before, because Jesus. Thank you. But he's healthy and adorable, and I'm on the mend. So, but he's my little mini me. He's literally looks like me but with blue eyes, and he's adorable. Both my other kids favored their dad more. Blonde hair, but had more of my hazel eyes, so he's got like his eyes but my complexion. And he looks like little mini me. And he acts like little Angela too. He's got like a little raspy, like growly cry, and like he means business. Like my other kids, like they cried, but it was just like, yeah. This kid, there's no chill. It is like he wakes up and he's scream crying, like wake the fuck up. But I'm like, oh my god, okay, all right, Jesus. Like, oh my god, fucking Vietnam. Like Charlie's in the trees. What's going on? Like, but I'm like, again, he's just his little me. So I'm like, he's got the whole house running around trying to figure out what he wants. Even Jamie's like doing like little dances for him and stuff. And he loves his brothers. He's trying to be able to see things a little bit better. And he just stares at them. It's funny. But that's it. This horrible mom is gonna take, I took my little break and now I'm done for the night. So I'm gonna go back in. It's kind of like how I started my YouTube. It's like sitting in the car for like 45 minutes to an hour, just chatting about life and well, back then it was reality shows and life. But William Sybau, I don't know what that means, but Sybau. Y'all and your beefs are crazy. I don't know who's hating. I mean, Hellbilly and William have always argued, but I don't know what any of y'all's beefs are, so please don't hold me accountable for any of it. Again, if someone asks me a question, I'm going to tell the truth. So if that makes you mad, like it's made KK mad, then, I mean, that's something that you need to look at yourself, boo-boo, about. And, it's a you problem, not a me problem. Someone asks if the sky is fucking blue, I'm going to say yes, unless it's fucking monsooning. Then I'm going to say no, it's fucking dark and green. Like, but yeah, I'm glad you and the baby are doing. Thank you. Not that, Lauren Marie. Appreciate it. So yeah, I mean, I'm always gonna, I don't know how often I'll be around on YouTube. I'd definitely be around in chats and popping up here and there, but I'm never gonna go completely away. But it's like, these shit show and these, I mean, not the shit show community, but like the shit talking lives and the hate streams and all of that kind of started, as far as the bottom feeders go, like on my channel. Like everyone else was doing their like content, I did content, but I had also the nights where I let people come up and everyone talked shit to each other, and that was just a different time. 2020 was different time. Those hate streams were a different kind of breed than they are now, and then everyone and their mom made a channel and started shit talking each other, and it's, as one of the OGs, it's just kind of like, do better, find more things to be triggered by. It's so weird that like Sophie's triggered because people don't like her peanut butter and jelly sandwich she made. Like, I mean, I know y'all are vegan, but homie gotta work, right? Like, shouldn't he have some protein? Like, get him some sort of like protein jelly or something. I don't know. Like, do better as a wife. Like, that's all I can say. Maybe stop trying to look like a certain way and just let people pack their own lunches. I don't know. Anyways, I just think it's weird. In general, they're like, look at the lunch I made my husband. Like, it's fucking 1950s. Like, shut the fuck up. Okay. Like, and I don't know. I'm going to get off of here before I start saying more controversial things. I have so many opinions and I'm all over the place. So you guys have a great night, and I'll see you when I see you. Love you so much. Mean it. Bye.